Can you guys all say Team Say on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Marianne. Welcome to Team Say.
Hi, I'm Marina, and today we're here with MRC.
Hi, I'm Jeff Thompson with Motorcycle Riding Concepts.
Hi, Jeff.
We are here today because this happened. This is my son. So today we are doing a show on motorcycles. Why? Because my son went out and got his motorcycle license. So I learned about it on Instagram, and I have a message for moms out there. As a mom of a 20-year-old, I discovered motorcycle courses. I wanted to see why he took a course, what the course was about. Was he going to be more equipped to ride a bike than if he just jumped on one of his friends' bikes and learned? He had ridden dirt bikes before. He had ridden four-wheelers and three-wheelers. No, that didn't teach him the ways of the road and safety that he needed to learn. So the motorcycle courses are great. They teach them in the classroom and they teach them on the course. So if your son or daughter decides to ride a bike, it's a lot harder than them learning how to ride their bicycle. Take it seriously. They should want to learn in the classroom and on the range with instructors. The owner of the course we went to is a former police officer, a former bike cop. The other partner is a military man, and he believes in being rugged and doing everything cool too. However, he does the licensing for this course. He believes in this course. And one of the instructors is a former firefighter. He has seen what happens when people don't take classes. So I'm not telling you to go to their class, but instead of doing a show with Dr. Joseph Watson, a man, unfortunately, that sees a lot of brain traumas from bike accidents, I'm going to do a show on getting your motorcycle license. Go where you want, but make sure if you're going to ride a bike, you take a course. Let's go to the classroom.
MRC is a motorcycle training school, stands for Motorcycle Riding Concepts. We're the oldest training school in Northern Virginia.
And these people out here are going to be getting their motorcycle licenses. How cool. And we have a young girl with us. Come on up and talk to us. We have a former student, Sam, right? What's your name?
Samantha Rinker.
And Samantha, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Wow. And her dad is here. He actually approved. At what age did you get your motorcycle license?
At 16.
Wow. Who do you ride with?
My dad.
That's awesome. So what made you want to do this?
My dad has been riding for about 30 years, and it's something that we've always enjoyed together. I would hop on the back of his bike when I was younger, and we would ride around. It's something I've always loved, and I think when I got my car, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if I could get my own motorcycle too, and then we were talking about it, just ended up happening, and I really love my bike. It's really awesome.
That's great. And was your mom for it?
Yeah, she was a little hesitant, but she knows my dad is a really safe driver and a great teacher, so she's supportive.
And no, what about you driving? How was she?
She was just fine about me learning from my dad and being independent on my own bike too.
That's awesome. And what did you think of the course?
I thought it was really helpful. If I didn't have the motorcycle riding course, I would be really overwhelmed, but being able to have classroom learning and hands-on experience in the parking lot was like crucial.
So what advice do you want to give teen girls out there?
Whenever you're on your bike, make sure you're constantly aware of who's around you and what's going on, and it's just you on your bike, so be really confident in what you're doing. Make sure you know what's up.
Are you going back for any of the classes to get better? I know they have. You have other classes?
We offer anything from a beginner's class like this all the way up to something that like a motorcycle cop would take.
Okay, awesome.
Now, how do we get on a motorcycle? It's a manual shift. We have no parking brake, do we? So if you lift that bike up, it can roll away from you. So the first thing we're going to do is put our left hand on the left grip, okay? And then we're going to put our right hand on the right hand grip, and with our 4 fingers, we're going to engage the front brake. So squeeze the front brake all the way in, and I want you to keep that front brake engaged the entire time. Now we're just going to kick our right leg up over the seat. Okay, keeping that front brake engaged, take the weight off the center stand and turn the handlebars square. Now with your handlebars square, go ahead and kick up the side stand, both feet on the ground, and when you feel you have control of the motorcycle, I'd like for you to slowly release the front brake. Sit down on the bike, get comfortable, that's it. Slowly release the front brake and put all 4 fingers on the throttle. The other rule that we have when we're on the bike, whether it's running or not, we want both hands on the hand grips at all times, okay? That way you don't have to think about, do I need to grip them or not? It's an absolute all the time.
So you're one of the coaches.
Yes, my name is Richard Uris. I've been coaching 10 years now with MRC.
Wow.
I've been riding a motorcycle since I was age of 16.
Wow. You obviously like motorcycles.
I love it. I think it's just a fun way to relax. It's a great way of transporting around and meeting people and having fun with the family.
Great. So what do you do inside the classroom?
Inside the classroom, we do a classroom section of didactic where we work a lot on students understanding the basics of the motorcycle and developing a strategy on how to manage the risk out on the road. It's really critical. If you recognize the risk, you can understand how to manage it, techniques on how to not get yourself into a trap where you get into an accident. So it's really enlightening them on how to be a safe operator. Then when we get out on the range, we'll perfect and fine-tune those basic skills, give them the foundation so they can begin to enjoy motorcycle riding and the foundation to build higher skill level as they go on and ride. So they're not going out into the street completely blind. They have some good knowledge and the technical skills in order to operate the motorcycle safely.
So how many days do they have to be in the classroom and for how many hours?
This session is a 2-day classroom. 2 days, we spend roughly 4.5 hours in the classroom. And then the next 4 or 5 hours, we out on the range. We'll do the same thing. We'll take them out on the range, start to define their skills a little bit more, then put them through an actual practical test to ensure that they have the skills to ride safely on the road. And then we finish it up with a knowledge test so they understand the didactic part. And when they complete both of those, they become certified, they get their license, and they can be out on the street.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes, we are going to come and watch you, hopefully see you all graduate tomorrow too. We're going to go ask them why they are here today. Marina, can you get us started?
I'm here with
Bella. My name's Bella. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bella. So what do you like about being a student here?
I think motorcycles are super cool, and I don't know the statistics about female riders, but I'm very excited to be one of the female riders. And I actually had accidents before with motorcycles, so I'm actually just very excited about picking it up and just become a safer driver, a safer rider.
So Bella, what happened with the motorcycle accident?
Oh, I was just stealing my parents' motorcycle from the garage and riding it on the street, and then I just crashed it into a car.
Oh,
but I was
geez.
just like slightly hurt, so that was no big deal. But it's like kind of like minimized my confidence over motorcycles.
So that's great that you still want to do it and you're gonna get your license.
I guess I'm just gonna struggle through and rebuild my confidence with it.
And all the girls out there, I'm sure, will be so excited when they see you on it.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
My name is Durga. Yeah, the motorcycle riding is fun. And it's not only about if you have knowledge and good education and you can fun in the street. Otherwise, it's gonna be very dangerous.
Right.
And that's why I'm here to get a good skill and information and education to ride the motorcycle. And that is the reason I'm here, and I'm waiting for this summer.
Great.
Mark. The reason I'm getting a motorcycle license today is because all my friends ride back at home in New York and down here. So kind of last one of them on my friend groups, they'll go for group rides. I want to, join them and, have a new hobby, another way to go out and explore and, just have fun, when I'm not working. So
I'm looking to pick up a new hobby that I can do something with my son. He's now 14, so in 2 years he probably will get driving license. So I want to start with street bikes and then maybe move to off-roading.
That's awesome. Why you want to get your license?
My name is Sachin, and mine is, as Mark, a lot of friends ride, so I want to be part of that riding group and have my own me time because kids have grown up. So that's the reason.
My name is Vishnu, and I just wanted to pursue a hobby during COVID, and biking is something that I thought it's a good idea to spend time with friends and just go out for a good ride, given time what we have during COVID.
Sure.
And I'm here to get the license and pursue this passion.
My name's Daryl, and before I was allowed to buy a bike, my wife said I need to take a class. So I am here so I can get the basic strategies and then go buy a bike.
Okay, 10 range rules we're going to go over. Okay, these are safety range rules in order to promote positive learning. Okay, 1, do not practice without rider coach permission. Always wear protective gear when seated on the motorcycle. Helmet, gloves, and eye protection. Okay, know the location of the engine cutoff switch and how to use it. Keep the clutch lever covered during early skill development, especially when we start doing these first few exercises. So go ahead and put your foot on the brake lever. Let's press down gently. Let's go off the brake lever, slide our foot either back or off to the side. We're not on the front rear brake anymore. Back on the rear brake, let's apply it and then go off of it. Okay, now with the back on the throttle, quarter turn on the throttle, we're going down the road.
Okay, and my feet go up. Do I pick my feet up? Yeah.
Pick a spot. Okay, this time I want you to leave your right foot up. So I got my right foot up. If I don't feel good enough to pick up this foot, then I can take a step or two with it and then pick up my foot. But what I'm going to tell you is if you have to keep doing a bunch of steps, then you're not going through the friction quite quick enough in order to stabilize you. That was good. I got goosebumps just watching it. Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you're watching me do it and then you do it, you're visualizing the end result rather than all the pieces. And if you think through all the pieces as you're doing it, you can't think because you'll talk to yourself about it.
As you can see behind us, Marina is riding and taking lessons with Dawn. We've heard some of her lessons. She's going to be a rider soon. She is now a full-fledged rider, right?
She is a rider.
She's a rider.
She's
She's
a
not
rider.
licensed, but
She
she's
is
a
not
rider.
licensed, that's correct.
So we're here with Jeff, the CEO of MRC, and we want to hear a little about what Jeff does and where he started. So you were, our biggest thrill was you were a bike cop.
I was a policeman here in Fairfax for 31 years. A great portion of that I spent on a motorcycle. Did the training for them, and that's how we kind of got started with this business. I brought 4 of my mates from the motor squad, and we started this business. Since then, we bought them out over the years, and it's just me left. We brought Don on. He ran the program for the junior college here in Fairfax, and so he runs the licensing portion of the program, and I do all the advanced and expert level stuff.
That's awesome. So you've helped, since then, you've helped, and I know Don mentioned it before, you've helped a lot of the guys in the police department because it's very competitive, right?
Yeah,
Tell us a little about that.
They have to go through a competitive process to be selected to go on the motor squad. And some of the guys, you have to have a motorcycle license before you can compete for the process, but they've never had any other training. So some of the guys have come out, about 5 or 6 have come out and done some pre-training, so when they go to take the test, they're ready to go. And so we've done it pretty good for them. I think we've been 100% so far.
Great. So how many police officers would you say over the years that you guys have helped get licensed? So you license them first. They get their
either we license them or they come to us just having gotten their license.
Okay. So they come for experience.
Right. So if you look at the total package, we've probably trained close to 30 policemen over the years.
Oh, that's awesome.
In 2 different instances, we trained entire police departments to do some training or to do motorcycle operation.
Wow. Do you miss it?
I sometimes, you know, when I see them riding together out here on doing assignments, I'd say, oh, you know, I wish I was still doing that, but you know, my time has passed.
So, when you were with the police department, did you get in any wrecks?
I had one. It was a nice, beautiful September day, and I had stopped to check on my wife and our new baby. She had just had a baby, and she was feeding him, so I wanted to stop by the house and see him. And then after that, I was headed to a funeral escort in Springfield, and a lady ran over me there in Springfield and broke my arm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It wasn't terrible, but you know, it kept me out of work for a while.
Yeah. Did she wreck the bike?
She did. She totaled it.
Oh my gosh. So you meant like just ran over the whole bike
Yeah.
and you?
Yeah,
Wow.
she was distracted and
Ah.
didn't see me, and you know, it's interesting. I was in the middle of 2 cars, one ahead of me and one behind me. They both saw what was going to happen at the same time, and they saw the whole thing.
Oh,
It
wow.
looked like Dagwood. My motorcycle blew up. You know, all the papers everywhere.
Goodness. Oh. Well, I'm glad you were okay.
Yes.
In 31 years, when did you start riding?
Well, I went on the big bike officially in 1985.
Wow.
And
Okay.
rode for 8 years and did some other things. Came back as a supervisor for an additional 4 years. On top of
Okay.
that.
So you've been riding motorcycles since you were how old?
7.
7 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Did your dad ride?
My dad did not. I actually taught him how to ride.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. And you were saying that a lot of the riders, how old was your dad when you taught him?
He was probably in his 40s, maybe late 40s.
So how old are a lot of your people right now that are coming to you that you're finding?
It's kind of a mixed bag. You'd think it'd be a lot of young people, but that's not the case. As it turns out, most of the people that are coming to get trained in our training program over here are people who may have ridden years ago, raised their family, put their kids through college, and now they have some, you know, disposable dollars, and they want to get back into riding. And so we're training them and getting their license. Unfortunately, they're the ones that are having most of the crashes as well.
Really?
Yeah, their reflexes slow down, and they're not 18 anymore.
So it's better for the young ones.
It is. I mean, they're much more
Flexible?
flexible, fearless.
Yeah. That's what Marina said before she went out there. I am not afraid. I have no fear. I was like, oh, I do. I'm not getting on. I'll ride on the back, but I'm not riding my own bike. If it goes to fall over, it's pretty heavy. They're pretty nice, though. Aren't
Yeah, but
they?
they
You
have
see
a-
these bikes?
They're equipped with engine guards, so if it does fall over, you just lift your leg and let the bike come to rest on the engine guard, so it doesn't pull you underneath it.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. So what do you want to tell us about the program? Or about riding a motorcycle? What advice do you have for us?
Well, I would say that to most people that are worried about motorcycles, that if you're properly trained, take a training program, it will reduce your, the incidence of having an accident by 50%.
Wow.
If you have an additional training class within 5 years of your first training class,
Which you do.
it reduces it by 75%.
Wow.
So if you wear all your gear, helmets, everything that you're supposed to wear, and you get trained, it's much better. The outcome is much better.
What's the required gear?
In Virginia, the required gear is a helmet and eye protection.
And gloves.
You don't have to wear gloves in Virginia.
But you guys
for our
advise?
class, you do, yes.
Okay.
But out on the street as a rider, you don't have to wear gloves in Virginia.
So you provide them with helmets, gloves?
Yeah, helmets, gloves, glasses, a motorcycle, and a workbook.
Okay. And pretty cool. And they should have boots on over their ankle.
Yeah, over the ankle shoes or boots, just something to protect the ankle if the bike were to fall on it.
Okay.
It's not to support the ankle, it's to protect it. And they have to wear long sleeves and long pants.
Okay, makes sense. And do you sterilize after?
We do. Yeah, since COVID, everybody is concerned. So we use an alcohol spray that we disinfect the helmets and gloves, and so it can be reused. It's better if you bring your own, but if you can't, we have stuff.
Awesome. So as far as Marina's done. As far as COVID goes, you were saying COVID actually helped your business.
It actually did. I mean, we were surprised. We had to shut down. We're at Fair Oaks Mall, and they shut the mall down, during the first part. And when we opened up, that was our first season here. And when we opened up, we've been busy ever since. And I think that, along with the higher gas prices.
Yeah. People driving Teslas now are like, ha ha.
Well, the scooter crowd has really come out. The scooters in town, people that want to get around cheaply.
Right. Yeah. And you guys do licensing for mopeds too, right? Or
Well,
scooters?
Yeah. They have to be over 50 cc's for us to license them.
Okay. Under 50 cc's, they don't need
They
a
don't
license.
need a license. They have to be
Okay.
16, but they don't need a license.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us out. This has been so exciting.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, Nick shocked me, and we had to come out here and see what it was all about. As you heard on the phone, I was pretty shocked.
Yes, you were.
I'm relaxing to it. I'm still not okaying. I'm not saying run out there and get a motorcycle,
They're
but
always
it's
our
okay.
children, no matter how old they are, right?
That's true. Very true. Very true. Well, thanks again, Jeff.
welcome.
Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, I mean, we went over the basics of the main parts of the bike, and we got to take, experience like making turns right and left, and the turns were definitely the most fear-inducing part. But otherwise, it was a great time, and I'm excited to continue working through it.
Are you going to get your license?
I think so, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it'll take some time, but I'm excited to do it.
You think you'll get a motorcycle?
I'm gonna have to save up a lot of money for that, but eventually, yes. Let's start with the license first.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Having never been on a motorcycle or been on the front seat of a motorcycle before, you really learned quickly. You listened well. You executed the instructions well. I won't say you were fearless, but there were times that you were really hanging in there with no fear at all. You did
Great.
a good job.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome, and I hope to see you back soon.
I look forward to coming back and getting my license.
So, Don,
Yes.
Marina has some questions. Tell
I
us
do.
about what you do here.
Well, we train people from the beginning, never have been on a motorcycle, all the way up to, I want to be a motor cop. So Jeff will take them and he'll train them through and get them ready to go and go through the motor school. And we've even trained a couple of motor squads in the local area. So we have it soup to nuts.
Gotcha. So what does the general licensing process look like?
Well, you can either go directly to the DMV with and take their test, or you can come and go through 15, maybe 17 hours worth of training that's either 2 days long or 2.5 days long, depending on whether you come during the week or on the weekend. And at the end of it, we'll give you exactly that same test.
Gotcha.
But we have trained you in all the skills that it takes to make it through the test.
So would you say taking this class minimizes the risk more so than getting your license straight from the DMV?
Sure, because if you go straight to the DMV, what training do you have about all of the situations
Right.
that are out there? And as we were talking about our peripheral vision and stuff and keeping our head and eyes up, you go to the DMV, they're not going to tell you any of that stuff. They're
Absolutely.
standing there with a clipboard and a check mark.
Sure.
And do their thing, yeah.
Right. Can you give us a little bit of your background with motorcycles?
Well, I started riding motorcycles when I was 12, and that was a very, very long time in another world. So, I started out on a scooter because my neighbor had a scooter, and he said one day, "Well, do you want to give it a shot?" And I said, "Sure." Well, of course, I ran right into his garage, but we
Oh
got
my
it up
gosh.
and off I went, and I had fun with it. And then he got a motorcycle, and he said, and he didn't have to say, "You want to ride the motorcycle?" I said, "Well, sure."
Of course.
And so I've never really looked back from there. Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's a nice neighbor. I don't know that I'd let you ride my motorcycle.
He wasn't very bright. He really wasn't. Is he going to see this?
You're going to begin with your front tire patch between the start cones, which are right here. You're going to accelerate straight towards the quick stop area. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. When ready. There you go, first gear. Whenever you're ready.
So, Rich, you are their coach.
Yes, and no longer their coach, though, because now it's graduation time. They were all successful in the practical, and they were all successful in the written exam. So now they get their 30-day license with their take that to DMV, and they'll get their motorcycle, the M2 endorsement, so they can ride on the street now. But
Wow! So they all graduated?
yes, they're all going to graduate, and it's just the beginning.
Are you done grading?
Yes.
Ah,
And this is
these
just
are
the
the
beginning.
tests, huh?
Yes.
The knowledge test. Can
Yes,
we?
the written exam from what
Can we
they-
show them one?
Yeah, it's just a very 25 question, multiple choice. Asked about where crashes most happen. What's the difference between what is risk offset? What does that mean? What does a 4-second urgent time mean? Stuff like that we went through on the in the didactic part yesterday, and they have to, you know, again, it's what's up here, part of that risk management, assessing the risk and managing the risk. So they have to know not only the technical, the skill part, but also the didactic part.
Awesome.
So,
I'm glad they all passed. That means you guys are good coaches.
Yeah, possibly that could be it.
And they read the books.
Yes, they did
And you
read the book.
highlighted the books with your
We gave them the
classroom.
We hit the right points for them, so they were on it. So now this is just the beginning for them, though. This is just the foundation. Now they got to start building on it and continuing to build their skills out on the street, and being able to recognize those situations out on the street. I said it's like analyzing and always being prepared for the unexpected and getting that skill level up. That's the most important thing for them, and that's how they stay safe out there and have fun.
So we know that you care about that because what did you used to do?
I am a retired firefighter paramedic with Fairfax County. I put 31 years in with Fairfax
Thank you
and
for your service.
7 years in Pennsylvania as a firefighter.
Wow.
So it's,
you know the importance of safety.
Yes, you see some of the accidents that occur out there and you wonder why they occur.
Yeah.
And then when you start talking to the driver or talking to the police that investigated, you find out what occurred. And a lot of it is because people aren't sure of what they're doing. They never had the formal education and they get into trouble. You know, you get into spots that they're not expecting. And if we can prevent that from occurring and keep them to have motorcycle safety as a big part of not only their riding, but also of their car driving and influence their friends and family, that's another big part of making it safe out there in the Commonwealth for riders and for drivers of automobiles.
Awesome. I think the drivers need to be educated too on, how to look out for motorcycles. I always see people posting that have bikes. Hey, the motorcycles are out now. Be careful. Hey, Rolling Thunder's going through. Be careful today. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's something that should be incorporated into driver education program.
for sure.
You know, an awareness made of what motorcycles look like and how a motorcycle can hide on somebody very quickly behind another car. They appear and disappear very quickly. And if you're not expecting that, you can get yourself into a bind. So, you know, it's both educating our riders and getting that out into the public also, and making drivers of automobiles, trucks more aware of the two-wheel people that are out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you share any stories from the fire department with them?
Occasionally, more so to emphasize a point that we're trying to make about, you know, establishing your position in a lane, you know, not shifting lanes while you're coming up to an intersection where, you know, somebody might say, oh, the bike's in the left-hand lane, I turn out on the right, and all of a sudden the motorcycle's there. So we encourage that part to make them part of the, aware of they have to be their safety, they're responsible for it.
They're trying to wrap us up, but I'm getting some good information here, guys. We need as much good information. So we heard yesterday, we weren't sure if they got everything in the classroom. So we were interested in, of course, each person is presenting and chunking what they learned. So they present to the class, and then you highlight it with the whole class, and you go over it again. But each student is also individually reading and
responsible for it. That's the big thing. I think
and
that's
that
what
test shows it, right?
well, it's adult education.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
Todd and I are coaches.
Yeah.
We really aren't instructors, so we do the role of a coach and like a mediator, and we keep things going. So That's what it's all about, all adult eds. And they learn a lot on their personal experience too, from just driving. You know, we
Yeah.
bring that out, that some of the skills that we emphasize, such as search, evaluate, and execute, they're already doing that. But
Right.
now it's just going to take it to a little higher level.
Right. And we heard the 3 C's yesterday.
Oh, you got it from Don then.
I did.
Good. Okay.
It was,
John.
hold on, I know it. It was, help me out here, Marina. It was comfort, confidence, competence. There we go.
Good. You learned that.
All right, we're going to go talk to your students. Thank
Okay,
you so
great.
much.
Okay.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Rich and I really enjoyed working with you guys. You were an amazing class, and we'll talk about some of the scores and some awards we've got. But the important thing, we got 3 cards for you. The first one you're going to get is your motorcycle riding concepts card. Next, we have, where is it?
Is it there?
There it is. Okay, stuck together. The second card is from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, basically certifying that you've taken and completed and passed this course. Motorcycle Safety Foundation being the organization that develops and maintains this curriculum. This is your DMV motorcycle license. So basically, this card is good for 30 days for you to ride legally on the street on a motorcycle. What you need to do though is go to the DMV and present this to them at the DMV. They will take it, they will take your driver's license, they will punch a hole in your driver's license and give it back to you, and that becomes just an ID. They will give you another form that states that you're now legal for both driving a car and riding a 2-wheeled motorcycle. Okay. So before I hand these out, Rich is going to explain something about the scoring and an award.
We have a award ceremony. This company was established by motor officers, and one of his name was Mark Payton. He was a lieutenant, and Mark strived for perfection in everything that he did. And regardless, and he did the same thing for students and people that he worked with. But Mark also had another unique quality. No matter what it was, he would find the good in somebody. And it might be just something very small, but he always was there to praise somebody as well as asking for that perfection. Mark passed away at a very young age, and the founders of the MRC wanted to honor him because of his trust and his enthusiasm for making motorcycle safety a high priority within Fairfax County and within the DMV. So after Mark passed away, they decided they wanted to honor him with an award, and it was given to students who achieve a perfect score doing the skills evaluation. You know how tough that skill evaluation was, and some of you did it very, very well. Okay, so in honor of that, they came up with the Mark the Good Award. Okay, and it's a hat. It has an MRC on the front and Mark the Good on the side. None of us instructors can get it. Okay, you can't buy it. You have to earn it. And 6 of you earned it today. This was the highest number of perfect scores that I have ever had in a class. So it speaks very highly of your ability, of how well you all achieved. You all did well. You all improved the entire time, and that's the important part. But for the 6 of you, we'd like to present you with the Mark the Good Award. So let's run through it. Who do you think is number first? Who was our first rider? Congratulations, man. Mark, congratulations. Our lovely lady, Bella, congratulations.
Hello there, Coach.
Hello.
Are you excited all your students graduated?
Yeah, this was really an incredible class. They didn't come in with a lot of experience, but they really progressed well throughout the course. And like you said, we had 6 perfect scores on the evaluation. It's just like unheard of. So it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you ever have someone not graduate?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's, every now and then there's students that just for whatever reason, they don't have the balance or they're just not really quite ready yet. A lot of times it's a mutual decision. They'll agree like, yeah, this might not be for me yet, and so they don't finish.
More practice is needed.
Yeah.
More studying the book.
Yeah. It's really more the skills out there. The information in the book is pretty simple.
Yeah, that's what they said. The written
so-
exam was pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was this a pretty big class to have graduate with 6 of them getting 100% on the expertise? What do you call it?
The skills evaluation.
Skills evaluation,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like Rich said, and he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. He's never had that many before.
Really?
I mean, I've seen 2, maybe 3, never 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And usually classes are 10, and this was only 9.
So how hard is it to coach them out there while they're riding? Especially if fear is a factor for them on those turns.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, we just got to keep focusing on getting them to understand the fundamentals and understanding, how to press into a turn and it's not like a bicycle at a low speed. But they slowly build up the confidence and get there. So.
Good. And is there something you say to drivers that you notice are starting to be fearful? Or riders?
Just to kind of keep encouraging them to slowly kind of expand, what they're doing. Not to do too much too soon, but to just, go slow at first and just slowly build up as they get more comfortable with the skills.
And how long have you been coaching?
I'm actually one of the fairly new coaches.
That's awesome. But you've been riding for.
So I rode when I was in college, and then went a long period without riding, and then a few years ago, got a bike. Actually, I came back here and took this course again as a refresher, and bought a bike, and so I've been riding consistently now for the last several years, and then I came back for one of the intermediate courses a year later or so with a friend of mine, and Don was teaching the intermediate course, and he pulled me aside and said,
Wait, did you come back with your wife?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
One of the other coaches, it's a husband and wife team, I think, that came back. But anyway, go ahead.
No. And so Don pulled me aside and he said, you're a really good rider, and I think you'd be a good rider coach. Would you be interested in getting certified to teach the basic course? And I was like, that'd be great. At the time, I couldn't do it because I was still working, but I just I retired a few months ago and called him back and said, is that opportunity still open? He said, absolutely.
What did you used to do?
I was in IT sales for about 20 years.
Okay. And so how hard is it to become a coach and receive those credentials?
So there's a long set of study work you've got to do. It's about 20 to 24 hours worth of materials you got to get through and learn. And then you go to a 4-day on-site class where you kind of walk through all the curriculum again and actually kind of shadow an actual class going through. And then there's a written exam, and
wow,
become a certified rider coach.
And then here we are with great students.
Right, yeah.
And great coaches.
And then we came back here and we shadowed a couple of classes here. And then the training wheels came off, so to speak, and so now.
And how does the saying go? Your saying is what? Saddle up in Virginia?
Saddle up. Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll see you out there. Well, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah,
and
thank
keep
you.
up the good work.
Will do. Thank you.
What was your favorite part of the class?
Riding.
Riding?
Practicing, yeah.
How do you feel now that you have your license?
Well, now I have to find out what kind of motorcycle to get.
Yes! All right. What do you think you're going to get?
I don't know, maybe Harley or Honda. Haven't
You know what
decided yet.
I just found out that you can ride their Harleys as you advance in the higher classes.
I heard about it, yeah, so
That's
maybe
awesome.
I'll try it. Yeah.
I got on one yesterday. I didn't ride it.
How was
I
it?
got
Okay.
I felt so cool.
Yeah, I'll ride it.
That's right. I'll ride on the back. And what was the hardest part of the class?
I think the exam. Everything
Yeah.
was easy till the actual evaluation, and then it became a little bit harder.
Well, you passed.
Yeah, I got my hat too.
Yeah! How does it feel to have just graduated?
It was fantastic. I just can't wait to get my first lifetime motorcycle.
That's incredible. What
Yes.
was the hardest part of the class for you?
I think it's definitely how to switch the gears. It's kind of hard for me because I always have a hard time figuring out what are the things I should do step by step.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm very glad because the coaches are like so patient with me, and I'm glad I graduated.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and you got a perfect score on your writing exam.
Yes, I didn't expect this, but it's so good. Yeah.
So women drivers are great drivers.
Yes.
And they can drive motorcycles.
Yes.
Yes.
We are fantastic as women.
What was your favorite part of the class?
My favorite part of the class, it's also about turning because you know the kind of feeling to get through things you feel the most difficult about.
Right.
So it just gave me a lot of confidence.
Good luck, Bella. We're so excited.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Are you going to get a pink helmet or a pink Harley?
I don't know, probably. Yeah.
So everybody knows it's a girl out there. Girl power. All right.
I probably will get a ponytail outside of my helmet.
That's good. That's
Yeah, so people can tell. All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having all of us out here. We really appreciate it. How do you feel about another successful weekend of graduating students?
Well, I feel the same way as I feel every time we graduate. Those that have made it through, and this group was really exceptional. But they made it through, and they're going to probably go over and buy a bike here someday soon, and hopefully they'll come back and see us to test out that bike out here on our courses.
I hope so too. Thank you again for everything. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
having us
thank
out
you again.
today. We really enjoyed it.
And I look forward to you coming back and getting your license.
I look forward to it too. All right.
Thanks, Marina.
Thank
Our
you.
First show. Yay!
That's a wrap.
That's a
All
wrap.
done.
Yay!
All right, cool.
Now do I get to hit up on?
Yeah, we did, I think. Yeah?
As you find neutral, hand up, and we'll have one of us will be on the other side, or we'll be on the other side, and indicate you start to turn. We're gonna have it all turn together, okay? So wait on signal for that. Turn face towards Macy's, and then all the way back around.
So turning is no gears.
No gears, you're in neutral at this point. You're just you're walking the bike yourself. Now you're gonna power walk back. Oh, okay, so he's doing part 3. So now, riding back. Well, we're gonna do a couple up and backs on each one. Okay? Same thing, finding neutral. And then we'll have you turn. Just rock forward and back. Pull it back. Good. You feel it? Good. Feel it pull forward and then pull it back in when you rock back. There you go. You get to the cone, smooth brake, clutch in. Neutral. Neutral. It's okay. The key's already on, so I get to hit the start button. There you go. Now push all the way down to first, now half step up. You went too far up. Back down a little bit. A little bit up.
How can I see from here?
It's. Oh, you just won't down just a little bit now. Oh, you're in. Okay, good. Okay. Turn. Okay. Clutch in, first gear. Let out the clutch, couple steps, and then up. Good. Head up. Keep your hand over the clutch. Cover the clutch. All right, remember, smooth brake. Smooth on the brake. Neutral. All right, let's turn. All right, first gear. Clutch in on the stop, smooth brake. Foot down. Find neutral. Good job, got it, good. All right. Turn. One more.
Stop line right here.
Okay. Rich, I'll go all the way down and bring him back. Yeah. Okay? Excellent. Okay. Neutral. Neutral. Yep. Okay. Let's turn them around. Okay, now you're going to come halfway and stop. Okay, so come up to me. Stop here.